Good evening, everybody. We are so excited to have you on our team call tonight. We have a very special guest. This girl holds such a special place in my heart, and not just for her plexus testimony, just who she is in general. She just holds a special place. So Brianne Coolidge is going to speak to us tonight. She is a Sapphire ambassador. She also, I have to brag on this because I can still remember how I felt, and I know she remembers how she felt. When we were at convention, she finished in the top 50 of the whole company, and they drew a ping pong ball out. And when they read her name for winning the trip to Yonder Cay, I was so far back, and I just felt like tears just building up behind my eyes. And this poor girl, I didn't even think she was gonna make it on stage. So y'all, she has built a business that is going to stand the test of time. Okay, she just pours into her team like crazy. She has so much knowledge, amazing stories. These products have changed her life and her kids. It's crazy, guys. So she's just going to pour into us a little bit tonight, which I'm super excited for. So, Bree, just take us over, girl.
I don't even know if I can after that, because now I have chills all over my body again. And guys, so here's a little bit about my backstory. I was a crazy huge skeptic of this. I wanted nothing to do with it. Just really quick synopsis of our health pre-plexus. I was a school teacher. My husband and I had this big plan for all these big dreams that we were going to do, right? And we live on a dairy farm. I landed a teaching job, and we were going to grow our family. We had just built a house. We were going to live the American dream. So we have our daughter. When she was 11 months old, I woke up one morning and my knee was really swollen. And I didn't have any sub plans ready. If you guys know anything about teaching or have, people in the teaching profession, you don't have sub plans ready. You suck it up and you go to work. So I couldn't walk very well, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I got to school, and I had been coaching basketball at the time, and my athletic trainer came in to check on a couple of girls and said, you need to get to the emergency room and you need to get there quick. So I got to the emergency room. They started checking me out. They thought that, that I might have a blood clot. I was 27 at the time. And so they ran tons of tests, couldn't figure out what was going on with me, but ended up draining my knee from all of the fluid that had built up there, and basically just sent me home. Here's the thing about where I live. I live in the middle of nowhere. Like a lot of the calls that I do for my team, I'm holed up in my bedroom, first of all, right now. I just got done coaching. My kiddos are 5, 6, and 8 now. We just got done coaching soccer. I don't know anything about soccer, but where I live, there's nobody else to coach. So I was joking around with a couple of people when my oldest daughter was in kindergarten. I told them that I would help. And then I got the email that I was a coach. Okay. So where I live, there's not very good cell phone signal. So right now my bedroom is the furthest up and closest to the cell phone tower. So you can see behind. I'm on my bed, there's dirty clothes everywhere. And that's the beauty of this that I want you guys to realize is you can do this anywhere at any time. And you'll also realize that I'm a squirrel. Things just pop into my head and I go with them. So I just got sent home because the doctors where we live, it's a very, very small community hospital. People had no idea what to do with me. So they basically were just let us drain your knee. Let's get you home. And then we're going to send you to a rheumatologist. The rheumatologist is 3 hours away. And it was going to take me 4 months to get into. And I was just supposed to deal with this in the meantime. And that's not my personality. I'm not a person that just needs to deal with things. It got bad enough that I couldn't carry my daughter, who was almost a year old at that time. I couldn't carry her up and down our steps. We were crawling together. And so I was waiting to get into the rheumatologist. And while we were waiting, I was back at school. I got a phone call from my mom, who was with my daughter, and said, you need to get here, and you need to get here really quickly. And if you're a parent or a caregiver, you get a phone call like that, I could cry thinking about it because it was the worst day of my life. But raced to get to my daughter, got there, and she had an anaphylactic allergy attack to just a really small piece of a cashew. So we spent almost 6 hours in the emergency room. She had 3 shots of epinephrine, 2 shots of Benadryl, and I still came home with a little girl that looked like the Michelin Man. I mean, like the ear canals, like you swelled shut. I mean, she just ballooned from this. So that started her on a really long journey with her health. Over the next 3 years, she was diagnosed with over 30 different allergies, different things. Ooh, just a second. I need somebody to bring me a phone charger or I'm going to die. Hey, Riley. Can you bring me up my phone charger off my desk, please? Can you bring me a phone charger off my desk? Yeah, from the back of my lamp, babe. Please. Sorry, see, I told you anybody can do this. So she had 30 different allergies, food intolerances, seasonal allergies. In that same 3-year time span, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, lupus. Can you guys say hi to everybody? So this is my little girl that I was just telling you about. This is Riley. Can you say hi? Hi. She's my savior at 8 years old because she knows how to do this stuff now. Thanks, baby. Love you. Okay, sorry for that. So we had all of this stuff going on: lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, celiac disease. I had Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and I was having migraines all of the time. And they were optical, so I would lose my vision while it was happening. I also added 2 more kids to that mix. So we had 3 kids in a 3-year time span, and my body was just done. But their solution at the doctor's office for this was to just give me steroids, and that they told me at that time that I needed to go to the optometrist every 6 months because I could lose my vision. And that was just the way that they wanted me to deal with it for the rest of my life. That wasn't an option for me. So I poured into research on this, how I could do things to fix Riley, how I could do things to fix myself. And I thought that I knew everything there was to know. Probiotics, I knew about gut health. And so when I had somebody that messaged me about Plexus, I cannot tell you that my eyes could not have rolled back into my head any further. And I called up my sister-in-law with the snarky comments like, did you see so-and-so is trying to sell us something different? I will never do this. I'm never going to order these products. There's nothing about them that could be different. But at that time I had quit for teaching, and I'd started a vinyl business in my basement, and an acquaintance came over and she bought something off of me, and she was selling Plexus. And I thought, oh my gosh, here we go. Like, now I've got to buy something back off of her just to be nice. And so I ordered the probiotic and the cleanse, and I quit, guys, after 2 weeks. If you are on this call, I know that you want this business opportunity. You have goals for this. You have goals with your health. You have goals that you want. You know, maybe it's $500 extra a month. Maybe it's becoming a gold ambassador. Maybe it's a senior gold, whatever that is for you. You have those goals, and you also are reaching out to people. And I know that this happens with every single one of us, that we have somebody and we just think, man, this is going to change their life. Like, they're going to go with this. They're going to be my next diamond ambassador. And they're messaging you. And then all of a sudden they just stop. And I call it the PPP. They go into the Plexus Protection Program, and they're not answering you back. And you don't know if they're still alive. Like, you cannot find them anywhere. Guys, I was that girl for 6 months. I was that girl. I wanted nothing to do with it. I thought that I had proven that the products didn't work. The only thing that I know now that I had proven was that I quit on myself. And people are so quick to quit on themselves. But we take it that they're quitting on us. They are not quitting on you. So you can't quit on them. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It has to be in their timing. But you do not ever give up on those people. People think that once you start Plexus, that it's about products. It is 95% about a relationship with people and 5% about products. And I believe that with my whole heart. Do these products change lives? Absolutely. But people will quit on themselves and people will quit on products, but they will not quit on a friendship. And it took me 6 months to come back to this. And my, just a little bit of encouragement, this is nothing about anyone else that's around you. You have an absolutely amazing leader. I love Kate. Like, she will do anything for you guys. I know that. But this has nothing to do with her. She can provide you with every single thing. She can get you on every powerful Zoom call. This has everything to do with you and what you decide to do with that. My closest diamond and people that were working the business in between me were 6 levels. My direct sponsor signed me, love her to death, but she had no idea what she was doing. She just kind of signed me, and there you go. And so we didn't have team pages. We didn't have information pages. We weren't having Zoom calls. And I want that to encourage you, because this opportunity is there for every single person that wants it. And if you are ready to put aside your excuses and you are ready to really reach out to people, this can happen for you. It has to be in their timing, and it has to be you loving on them, but it can happen for every single one of you. So when I came back to this, I decided that I was going to jump in, and I was going to do wholesale because we didn't have the money to do it another way. And I called my mom and I called 2 of my girlfriends that I knew were dealing with allergy issues. And I just said, hey, I think that you should probably try this with me. I did not know what silver was. I did not know what gold was. And I did not want anything to do with the sharing opportunity. My idea of network marketing, and I hope that this does not offend anybody, but I was like, it's like the Tupperware lady. Like, you're going to have to pack up all your stuff. You're going to have a garage full of products, and you might make like 5 cents, to pay for your gas for the next product. Like, I had no idea what network marketing was, just that I had this really skewed perception that everybody was going to try to sell me stuff on Facebook. So, when I went silver in the company, my second upline sent me a message and was like, hey, you just went silver. You should start doing this business. And I messaged her back, and I was such a snot. I was like, no, thanks. Don't ever message me again. I don't want anything to do with this. And she just sent a message back. I told her, I was like, I'm not a salesperson. Like, I can't sell things. That's just not me. And when she messaged me back, she said, that's perfect. You're not a salesperson, but you can be a shares person. And it's clear that you are. And that's all you have to do, and you can change people's lives. She did not know me. That was a complete God thing that she said it in those ways. Because if she would have said, hey, you could be number 14 in the company and get a trip to Over Yonder Key and drive we just picked up our second Plexus Lexus yesterday. Like, I lived on a dairy farm with 3 kids, and I was a stay-at-home mom. I'd never been on a car lot in my life, let alone being able to go do those things. That never felt like it could happen for me. But the fact that she plugged in, and she didn't know this, but she plugged into my personality was huge. I'm a very yellow person. I'm that person that wants to sit in a circle and sing Kumbaya and make sure that everybody's happy and healthy. And so I really encourage you. Number one, if you haven't read the multiple, like the personalities, the red, green, blue, yellow personality traits, read them. Know what you are. Network marketing attracts like 90% yellow people. But know who you are and know who the people that you're reaching out to. Like, if you have somebody that's blue and you're reaching out to them, have them go follow Alita Allen. Like, she's as blue can be. I love that girl to death. Like, she brings out the blue in me. But message them like that. Hey, there's this amazing sip and see on Saturday, and I would love for you to go with me. There's so many cool people. There's going to be prizes, giveaways. That's plugging into their personality. Know the people that you're reaching out to, because that's huge. And know who you are, because then you need to tap into those other personality traits. I'm very yellow, but I know that now I need to be an absolute chameleon in this business. I need to know what other people are. I need to know how to tap into them and the words to say to them. So if you haven't read that book, and I can send it to you, the one that I use for my team, Okay, but that's really, really key. And you can even go in our back office now, on the rank up roadmap under silvers, they have a color personality chart there, and it explains things. So you can find out who you are and kind of tap into that a little bit, because it's really important. But I know that you guys have shorter Zooms, and I talk a lot. So here's one other thing that I really want you to do, because every single thing with this starts with your why. And I know that you guys get this talked to all of the time, but I cannot stress to you enough how important that is. There has been, I mean, just last week, like I call my sister-in-law or I talk to my husband. I'm like, I'm done. I'm ready to be done. Like, I don't want to answer my phone anymore. I don't want people to message me about this stuff anymore. And then the next day it's like, hey, we signed up 6 customers this week. Like, this is a really good thing. Like, I could do this for the rest of my life. There are peaks and valleys and you can go through a peak and valley every single day in this. But if you don't know why you are doing this, you will quit it every single time. So take what you want out of this, and I want you to dream really big. So often people take their whys and they take their dreams and they limit it based on your size of your town. I did that. Your bank account, mine was non-existent, and your social network. With Plexus, you can throw every single one of those things out. I shared with my team this morning those memories that come up on Facebook. Somebody sent me a message yesterday and they said, Brie, you can put up a post and you can get 300 likes. I don't have that kind of a network. 11 years ago today, I shared my wedding album. Do you know how many likes I got on it? My wedding album. None. You know how many comments? 1. I didn't have a social presence. That's something that you build. But if you tap into your why, if you know why you are doing this, you will succeed, because you will keep on going. And write it down, keep it in front of you. But then you also, so set your goal. If you want to be a gold ambassador, you know you need 20 people on your levels 1 through 3. That's a perfect plan. But I want you, and I encourage you to take it one step further. Write down the excuses that you have that are keeping you from getting there. Because just as important as it is for you to write down why you want to get there, you have to write down what's stopping you from getting there. I had some really big roadblocks. Like, I was super afraid of what other people were going to think of me. Really afraid, like petrified afraid. The first time I put up a post and somebody was negative, I took it down. I didn't post again for 2 weeks. That was a huge roadblock that I had to get over. And this makes me emotional every single time. But I cannot imagine where my family would be right now if I had not gotten consistent and gotten over my damn self and started doing this. I don't know where we would be. I don't know where we would be with our health. I don't know where we would be with our finances. And I was giving that permission to someone else to let them stop my dreams. You tap into your why. You know what your excuses are, and then you address them and take it one step at a time. And do not dare to compare your journey to anyone else's. There are people right now that joined the same time that I did that might go double diamond this month. There are people that went sapphire the same month that we did that might go diamond this month. We're not close. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Because if it took me 15 more years to get to diamond, I would work every single day for this. Because I get to be with my kids. I feel good. And I get messages back from other people that I've changed something for them. And there's absolutely nothing better than those things. So write down those whys, know that you are worth it, and know on those days when you feel like quitting yourself that you reach out to people. Alita, I don't know if she's ever told you this, Kate, but I will call her sometimes and I'll just be like, listen, I need to vent. She's like, all right, girl, you got 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes. You tell me every single thing that you need to complain about for 5 minutes, and then you're done. You have to move over it. You have to get around it. and find something to be focused on that's positive. Have your 5 minutes. Like, cry into a pillow if you need to, hide in your closet if you need to. Get those things out. You're allowed to feel those emotions. But then pick yourself back up and keep going, because I promise you, it is worth it every single step of the way. Okay, I blab a lot, and I always just pray before I have these or get on these that I'm going to say something that's meaningful. So hopefully it was.
No, we love you, and you don't blab too much at all. Thank you so much
Absolutely.
for jumping on. We loved having you tonight. Now go kiss those kiddos.
Absolutely. Love
Love
you, girl.
you.